All right, looks like we are live. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos, and we are broadcasting live from Phoenix, Arizona. About 2 hours from Tucson. And today we are diving back into Nancy Guthrie's case. And I still have no clue who did this to her and why. My instincts tell me that it's political. But that's oftentimes we like to attribute to a case what is personal to us, right? Because I remember watching Savannah Guthrie, and as a conservative, like it was really upsetting to me. So just because it relates to you, okay, looks like we're having some internet issues. Give me a second. All right. So we should be back. Officially be back. Okay, welcome in everybody. Like I said, we're diving back into Nancy's case. Sorry about that. The girls are on spring break, so everybody is connected to the Wi-Fi. And if I sound funny, it's because I'm still really sick. Going out there to Tucson yesterday didn't seem to help. And when I got back home, I just was feeling like beat shit, really. What's up, Nefertiti's? River Life, welcome. Thanks to Starlink, I no longer have internet problems. Yeah, we're going to be getting Starlink here soon. I tried to get this portable Wi-Fi box through Verizon. It's really good. It's way better than my phone. That's what I used to stream. I mean, it's pretty good. It's about as good as my home internet when I hardwire it through like an Ethernet port. But yeah, it's nothing compared to that. Starlink. Faux show. There we go. Sorry about the delay. You know how it is. Sensei. What is up, Sensei?
We do not train to be merciful here. Mercy is for the weak. Here, on the street, in competition.
Yes, Sensei. Good to see you. Jari, what's up? Sparky, good to see you. Mike, how goes it? How about that white Waikiki and the two backpacks with one guy we seen at the beginning? You talking about the two backpack guy? I should have that here. What are the odds I labeled it two backpack guy? I probably did, honestly. Or ring guy or something like that. Yeah, look, ring guy. Oh no, this isn't him. This is the other guy. Hold on. I know I have it. Let's go to random. Dang, I need to get more organized. Anyway, you guys know what he's talking about. Nina, welcome to the Sleuth crew. What up? What up? Karen, damn advertisements come in loud and clear. Well, that's how we make the money. The ads. Hola. Hello, hello. Because good to see you again. Nature provides all. According to Trump, through solutions, this case is very close to being solved. Any thoughts on that? I don't know. I do believe that the FBI and Nanos and his team, I think they know a lot more than what they're letting on. Really, the only time they involve the public is when they need help. I'm just curious if they have any of this sealed. I mean, we can probably be grabbing a lot of information through public records requests. And I know some of it might be sealed, but for instance, you could probably get any police calls probably to any address on her street or her neighbor or even her own, like prior to the kidnapping, that's not even involved, and find something. You might even be able to get your hands on some of the affidavits, maybe a redacted one, maybe a 911 call, a CAD report. I haven't tried personally, but I'm going to start. When we stop running out of things to talk about, then I'm going to begin doing the public. I mean, I probably should do it anyway. Nature. So I don't know. I mean, I hope that they know some things. Hopefully, they are tracking down some leads. To me, it's a good thing when they're not doing a press conference. The only reason you'll want to see a press conference is when they need our help, right? They're reaching out to the public. It's the only time they really ever want to involve the public. They hate the public when it comes to investigation, especially online sleuths like us, because they're very competitive. But this is a career for them. I guess technically it is for me now, but we don't have any of that bureaucratic red tape. We have the luxury of speculation. As long as you call it what it is, right? Like, okay, we're going to speculate now, right? This is not fact, nothing based in reality, hypothetical. Were you able to get the little tape recorder to work? Oh yeah, it's rewinding. Oh, I guess it's done. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
The only document that you need to do, well, there's two documents, but the primary document that
this is it right now. This is a tape recorder I found down at the homeless encampment.
The first thing you need to know about it is that whenever you call the office to get an estimate or to get your information about your customer for an estimate,
sounds like a marketing class.
You need to have a labor proposal in front of you so that you can write down the customer information directly onto the labor proposal. I don't like to see guys who have a scratch pad write down the customer's name, address, phone number, all that on a scratch pad, and at some point in time decide that they're going to write it on the labor proposal. If you write it directly to the labor proposal, you're just eliminating another step. And by eliminating the other step, you're eliminating the chance of the phone number getting put down wrong, the address you're putting down wrong, customer's name being misspelled, whatever. So whenever you call to get a job, always have a labor proposal in front of you, and then fill it out in detail as we always describe to you. When you call us, we're going to give you the customer's name, their phone number, we're going to give you their street address. We're going to tell you the major cross streets that are closest to their street address, because that's the easiest way to get around Tucson. And we're going to tell you what the appointment time is, and generally the appointment date is today, but the appointment date might be tomorrow if you're getting your job, Wednesday afternoon and it's a Thursday morning job or something like that.
So yeah, we're listening to the tape that was in the recorder now.
After you fill in the customer's information, fill in your information. Right here, so below our address and stuff is where you put your name. That is so that when the customer calls, they ask for you. Customers are more likely to do business with somebody that they don't know by name than, well, this guy came out and he was a nice guy, he wore glasses, then he came. So that's all I remember about it. They're more likely to do business with somebody when they say, yeah, well, Andrew was out to my house, super nice guy, I want to have him do some work for me. That's what you got to do, is get them to using your name, because friends use each other's names. Strangers, oh yeah, that guy, who knows what his name is. So you got to befriend them. So put your name in there, print it in there so the customer can read it, and as I say, get in the habit of doing it right away when you're filling out the customer's information, put in your information. The next thing you're going to put in is customer's description of work. When the customer calls and gives us a work order over the phone and gives us information, they're describing to us what they need done. We're going to tell you exactly what they told us, and you're going to write that in right here. Now, you're going to get to their house, and they may add some things to it. Like they may say, well, while you're here, give me a price on painting both bathrooms and the master bedroom also. So you're going to write that in right here as to what that, what the customer is saying, the description of what they want to do, so what kind of work they want done. Over on the other side, description of labor requirements to complete the work.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's basically it. I'm going to go through the entire thing eventually. That's the tape recorder right there. Next to a wig and shit. I was like, what the fuck? Now, remember the big tent that was down there when JLR and Criminal Network were investigating down there? And there was some guy in there. He didn't want to really be seen. Well, that tent's gone. That tent is long gone. It's almost like they just up and left after they were confronted that day. They left all their shit and they just bounced. So I was kind of looking for similar clothes, maybe the backpack, um, maybe like a fake mask. Have you ever seen those latex masks that are very realistic and they have facial hair? Definitely considered that a possibility. Maui, what up? Witten, yes, Starlink is the way to go. Absolutely. I was surprised that I got a signal under here because I've gone down through a few different tunnels and I lose reception. So I don't know if that's because I had my Wi-Fi box right there and, it was able to penetrate that. I'm not exactly sure. So maybe that's the benefit of having the Wi-Fi, portable Wi-Fi. What's up, Danielle? Linda, hello. If Sheriff took camera runoff solar on the pool house earlier, we would have suspects on camera. So this bag right here was actually pretty heavy, and that's why I started digging through it, but it's just filled with trash. Hey, Sensei, look at flexing that muscle. Look at those biceps. Thanks for your continued support, Sensei. Thanks for that, Sleuth. Always appreciate the shout out. Always good to be here with you. Remember, fear does not exist in this dojo. No, Sensei. Breaking Batter and AZ. Yes, sir. The two backpacks. I have that video. Let me see if I can just search it. Two backpacks. See, now the reason I was showing this shoe is because I don't see a Nike swoosh at all, but here, let me go to the frame. There is like a reflection on the back of one of his shoes that makes it appear as if it's got those air pockets that you'll see with the Nike Airs and things like that. My computer is going so slow. So annoying. If I ever get sponsored, it's going to be by a computer company. So they can send me a brand new badass computer. That's what I need. Here we go. So really, it's hard to tell. It looks white. But there's one where like there's like a weird reflection right there. See that? At first I thought it might have been a logo or something. But it's just It's not symmetrical. It's not centered on the back of the shoe. It's like kind of follows some kind of a light source, which is probably a light that's on inside of Nancy's house. There's probably some light that is coming. I know that there's the moonlight. There's two lights outside on the left and the right of Nancy's home. But you guys do see what I'm talking about, right? It's like a glare. And they do sell those type of shoes at Walmart. I think they refer to them as air shoes or something like that. And remember, the jammer isn't proven. Right now, it's just kind of a theory. They don't know for a fact. But he does have something in his pocket. Here, let me pull up the actual video before we get into the frame by frame. I want to talk a little bit about his actions. Right? Oh, not that one. Actually, not even that one. Let me grab the original. Okay, so he kind of walks up and he immediately tries to start removing the camera or kind of getting it off of its mount. And here's a good photograph of that, actually. And you can see that there are cables here. So it actually could have been hardwired. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like it kind of is blocking. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this is. To me, it looks like maybe some wires or something. But what's interesting is why, that must be like a power cable. They must have wired it just for power because she has her doorbell kind of down over here at the angle, which must be hardwired. You push it in, it sends a signal up to the ring box, and then the ring box, starts to hit the bell. But I also know that if you're not going to use a battery, you need to plug it in. So I don't know. It looks like two, one here and one here. So they could have had a wire to the ring cam and then kind of had them tied together here. I think the ring camera might come with something like that here. I have a video of that. Let's take a look. Hopefully I do. I keep saying that and then I go to look and it's not there. So don't hold me to it. It's basically somebody unboxing the ring camera and describing, oh, here's the guy with two bags. So we'll play this and then I'll.
No, that's the one I have right here. Then here you have a 20-degree mounting plate. So if you want to adjust the angle so you can see a little bit more one direction or the other, that's included. Then here we have the bracket that we're going to secure it to the wall. Then here we have the mounting screws as well as a secure hex key. And then here we have the wires that you're
Right
going
here.
to attach to your existing doorbell wiring. And these are some of the best wires for any doorbell.
So this is probably what's actually happening there. This is probably what they had connecting to this here. Hold on. There we go. So you probably have a wire here and then another one here going this way and then one right here. And then law enforcement probably
so
took
easy to
this.
attach. And then we're going to put these on the back of the doorbell here. So it's going to be wired there. And then here we have the doorbell connector. So in order for your existing doorbell to give enough power to this doorbell to be wired.
See, and she didn't do that. She didn't do any of this. I think she just powered it, hardwired it.
You will need to add this into your chime to be able to adjust how that all works. And then here we have 2 spacers. So if your wall is a bit.
So here we go. I think this is what was going on with Nancy and her setup.
And it works just fine. And it has the cables that we need to attach here. We just attach them to any one, plug it in. It will.
So that's what I think she did. I think she had somebody maybe set it up for her. I would try to find out who set up her Nest camera. It looks like somebody may have actually installed it. Right, drilled a hole maybe right through this metal frame. Or wood, whatever this is. Attach 2 wires. Attach 2 wires to these things right here. Run them through the little hole. They pop out on this end. And then you utilize, they're not designed for it, but you could easily utilize this now from that point going forward.
These little wires.
Little wires.
And then here we have the doorbell, and these are some of the best wires for any doorbell. So easy to attach. And then we're going to put these on the back of the doorbell here. So it's going to be wired there.
So she probably hooked those up to the back. And then drilled a hole through this frame right here. Attach 2 wires to these cables over here. Or no, these 2 cables right there. Plugged them in somewhere inside the door. And then connected those other 2 that go to the back of the camera onto the wires that they fed through this small hole. So it looks like an installation job. It's not a good one, but he got the job done. I wonder who installed that for her. It's not the way that I would have done it. What's going on, fake money? Bead Evan life. I'm beginning to think the person who dropped her home drove into the garage and went inside with her and left through the back, maybe. No, the garage door opened. 3 minutes later, it closed. So remember, the criminal mind isn't really thinking that way. We think that way because we are reverse engineering the crime, and it's all hindsight. But most criminals aren't going to think like, oh my gosh, if I open the garage, is it going to leave a timestamp? Right? Because I know a lot of you are leaning, or really you're just edging over towards the Tommaso theory, which makes sense. The only thing is there's no evidence right now. That's what we need to find. If there's something there, if he's involved, there's going to be a trace of it. You just got to figure it out. You can't just blindly accuse him because he's the last person that was with her. But you do have to take that seriously. Because if you're looking at it critically, there's really no proof of life after the Uber driver, right? That's it. Anything could have happened. And I'm not trying to accuse anybody. This is 100% hypothetical, but she could have gone over there and maybe they were drinking or something and she wouldn't have been. And they were like, oh, you know, it's all good. Just, you know, you deserve it. Get fucked up. And the next thing you know, she's like dead. Like, what do you do then? or something like that, you know, some kind of weird mistake, and it's something you did, you know, like negligible homicide or something like that. All right, but here's the video that you were talking about. Let's go full screen on this one. I mean, what's interesting is he keeps items in his like right pocket, but this one right here appears to be a bottle of Crown Royal. I did analyze it a little bit, but I could be wrong. You know, things change. If you see something changing right in front of you, you need to change along with it. Let it drag you, don't drag it. All right, let's take a closer look on this dude. Doesn't appear to be the same bag. But right here, it appears that he has a bottle of either like Jägermeister, but Jaeger has like a black cap. That's what I drink. Either Jägermeister or a couple shooters of some Jack Daniels. It's usually what I do on a Friday night. Or if I want to switch it up, maybe some red wine. But it looks like a bottle of alcohol. Could it be the guy? I don't know. But he definitely could be one of those homeless people that were down there. You know what I mean? Part of that group. It doesn't look like he has any facial hair up here, but he could have shaved, you know? But let me find. Was it you, Mike? Let me go. Let me see if you're commenting on this, because I think you were trying to tell me something about something going on in this. What day is garbage collection at Nancy's? That's probably something you could look up online. I'm sure. Craft. What's up, Deb? Nana, right? Picture and sound was really great. Perfect. Thank you. Clad Queen. Wash with tan pants. Has a shallow grave with a dig figurine. I saw that. I think they were able to get to the bottom of whatever was going on over there. I think they figured that grave thing out. I'm not sure. But yeah, that had me. I was on the edge of my seat for sure. See, this is like the cap. I think he has a bottle of Crown Royal. I don't know about that, Mike. I mean, that would shut down power everywhere. I think it looks all fucked up, but it might not even be in use. Kind of even looks like an old like telephone, you know, something to do with the telephone. Landline. Why wouldn't they retrieve the one intact camera immediately? I think they did. You got it. Can you play Luke's clip really quick, bro? That had me rolling. I think I found that little clip, Righteous Monkey, and I just kind of I was like, oh, that's kind of silly. So I just added that. I don't have it saved or anything. Oh, big up to Tucson. What up? Shout out to all of you watching from Tucson out there. We might be out there next weekend. I'm going to try. It's really hectic for me. And this Friday, we're going to go try to get an interview with DJ Mojito. You know what I mean? Forget the speculation. Let's just go right to the guy. Like, maybe he'll talk with us. Maybe he will show us how ridiculous we are and how stupid, our theories are. And that's a good thing, right? If you can debunk the theory, that's great. That means we can stop fixating on it. Tunnel vision, man. What a lesson to be learned. That's the hardest lesson to learn in true crime. For law enforcement, too. They suffer from it worse than we do, that's for sure. They get tunnel vision bad. That's why a lot of innocent people go to prison. We should do a day with tech. The Wi-Fi jammer info had door nest cam. Yeah, we should, because I don't think it's really been proven yet. What I would like to do, and if you guys want to donate to the chat for this kind of stuff, everything that you donate to the Cash App is going to go back into the channel. So if we had some funds flowing in, right? It's hard for me right now, but in the future, we'll be just do whatever we want. But right now, it's hard for me to justify it, Oh, for my struggling YouTube startup business or whatever. I'm not going to do that. So if we can crowdsource, I will get the jammer. I have a camera that we can use. I have all the gear from The Masked Man. We could literally do it live. We could set up the camera, hook it up to StreamYard, and then kind of just walk around my studio. I turn my garage into a studio. I have all this space in here we could use. And I could walk around with the jammer, walk up close to the home. Or I can even possibly even use my own cameras, right? I have the subscription. We could just pull that up and tie it in real time. I think you can get a jammer for like $60. Because I already purchased the backpack. What I believed was the ski mask. The cheapest gloves they had. The gloves are all wrong. I don't have the right gloves. I'm gonna try to get an extra large pair and see if that works. But I don't think we figured out the gloves yet. Yeah, I did watch that, Michelle. That was very interesting. So early on, there was a lot of talk about January the 11th. Brian Enton says he was speaking with some neighbors who, because he's doing his thing. He's actually out there as an investigative journalism. He's made a lot of contacts. So now what he's doing, sometimes it takes a while to get your investigation put together because people don't reach out to you right away. Sometimes people are on vacation. Sometimes people hesitate and then they kind of think about it and they say, okay, I'll go out and I'll reach out to Brian Enton or whoever, whatever. 2 weeks later, this person reaches out to you and they're like, yeah, cops did visit me and they were very interested in my cameras on January 24th. Yeah, I did find that very interesting. Let's go to the beginning. We titled it Frame by Frame. So that means we need to do every frame. So there are some spots on this video that I want to focus in. I know a lot of people have been talking about a light that's back here. And when you go frame by frame, I mean, this is just going to debunk everything. Everything, all these weird narratives that are pushing out about, bodies back here, people walking. When you do it frame by frame, it clears everything up for you. There are some programs like VLC that will cut a video up into frames, but unfortunately, you lose a lot of the frames. Even with Pinnacle Studio, they have an option where you can just kind of cut everything into snapshots, but it doesn't catch everything. So if you want to truly catch every frame, to go frame by frame, click by click, and grab it. And this took me forever. There's like nearly 400 frames. Fiddle, what is that? Fiddle legger? Fiddle gagger? Yeah, suspect may have visited on January 24th. I don't know. Looks like he was going to knock on the door. Look, if you watch him, he doesn't go anywhere near the doorknob. He goes directly to the camera. But in my opinion, this is somebody, he doesn't seem very experienced. He almost like he doesn't care if he gets caught. Why would you walk up to the camera, yank it off of there, or attempt to yank it off, and then not be successful, and then turn around and grab, those flowers to cover it? Like, what does that even mean? What's going on through his head to do something like that? And honestly, this doesn't mean he has any knowledge about that camera. This could be the very first time he's ever, stepped foot in here. Every documented moment that they have, that could be the only times that he's been there. He doesn't have to be a worker or relative or somebody that was doing recon. I mean, he could have just walked right up. Not a care in the world. Like maybe even an experienced burglar. Either that or he knows the response time of law enforcement. He could have a scanner in his pocket too. I bring my scanner everywhere, but the antenna doesn't seem right. The antenna looks more like a two-way antenna. You need a specific antenna for a portable police scanner. A lot of intruders have used the jammer. The only thing that I've noticed about that is it's these gangs. Remember those Venezuelan gangs that would come and they would just kind of do robbery sprees? We had a whole lot of them out here in Arizona, and they all use jammers. But I've never seen like an individual use a jammer. So I wonder if this guy at one point was part of a group of people. Remember one of the ransoms, like, oh, I know who did it. Like, I didn't have anything to do with it, but I know who did that. Like, I know who that is. How would you know who that is? Maybe you've done robberies with them. But also, you could have this person who broke in, but he doesn't take anything. So right there, that tells us that it's targeted, right? Why would he break in unless this was like a murder for hire and a staged crime scene to make it look like a ransom kidnapping? Christoph, what up? Everyone is so impatient. I think law enforcement and the FBI know a lot more than we do. See, Thing is, Christoph, you cannot give them too much credit. I've covered too many true crime stories and too many true crime cases to give them any more credit than what they've proven they deserve. I've had too many cases that go unsolved, that we put so much effort in, and they made so many promises, only for at the end they do nothing. They break all of their promises. It's all lies. It's never and sometimes they weren't even the ones that were successful in capturing the perpetrator. It's always like social media, witnesses, or DNA. Rarely is it like a group of investigators that are going out there and actually solving the case. I mean, where's Summer Wells? You can kill every Iranian leader, but you cannot tell me what happened to Summer Wells? Fuck that. It's crazy. You do not want to aim any of these high-powered pieces of technology that we pay for at a crime like Summer Wells or Nancy Guthrie. Like, I don't get it. Those are our tools. They don't belong to you, government. So we need to figure out a way to utilize that technology. The only problem is you start utilizing that technology is going to lead right back to a lot of these politicians. That's what they don't want. Why is he bending over there? There's flowers. Oh, he's ducking his head. He sees the camera and he's kind of ducking his head. He's trying to avoid it. Non-backpack per pick shoe has something black on the side of the shoes. Exactly. I think on the inside, though, not on the outside that I know of. See right here, I don't really see anything. But on the inside, he definitely does have something that appears to be black. And also River Life, you can see it on this guy too. When he's over here messing with the flowers, you can see the black mark on his shoes as well. What's up, Nina? White and black soles on the shoes. I mean, how can we be so sure that this is facial hair? Christoph, the kidnapper is the Walmart guy. He bought everything there. Absolutely. And you want to hear something interesting, Christoph? They took down the jacket. Once they posted this online and verified it was this jacket, Walmart took it down. You can no longer find that jacket on their website. Go try it. I have the link. Let me see. I bookmarked it. It's called the Athletic Works Men's and Big Men's Fusion Knit Jacket. Hi all. Any new? No new info. So I want you guys to focus back here too, because there's a lot of talk about these lights that are back here. You can see the lights throughout the entire video. The only thing that changes are the trees kind of swaying back and forth in front of them. Remember, if there's a lot of wind, you're really not going to see the lights because the trees are moving in front of them, blocking them. Camera's not going to pick it up until it gets a solid image for like a certain amount of time. So if the wind kind of dies down for a second, trees stop moving, they settle, boom, the light's going to kind of come shining through. See, you can see the lights back here right now. See, and then they disappeared right there. Yeah, maybe we could just focus in on the light. See it? So, I mean, the light is there the entire time. The only thing that's changing are the trees moving in front of it. And remember, in front of Nancy's house, all these houses go up a hill right here. There's literally a road that goes straight up the hill, and there's a house right here up on top of that hill. Yeah, me too. DT, what is that? DT mics? DT mics. I mean, you can kind of see it right here. It looks like a walkie-talkie. I'm just curious to what this tag is. Some is telling me it's like a Jeep tag or something. Because says Sleuth, the jammer makes a lot of sense though. Nothing else looks like that in his pocket. But the thing is why would he have the jammer right here and not have it on? If this was a jammer and he had it turned on, we wouldn't be seeing this right here. We'd be seeing like a fuzzy image, super pixelated. I would agree with that, Christoph. Over 30. I'm going to say definitely in that range. Yeah, if I had to guess, he's anywhere between 28 and 40. Maybe even 45. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's wearing like, I don't know, what looks like a woman's jacket underneath. Or maybe, well, I don't know if you could put a jacket inside out. It doesn't look like an inside out jacket, does it? Then right here you can see like a bug. See, when you do it frame by frame, you can actually catch the little insects that are flying. Watch, look right here in front of him. You see it going past the glove right there? See it? And then notice how it gets closer to the camera. It becomes super bright right here. There it is further. And then again right here. So the closer it gets, the bigger it's going to become and the brighter it gets. It is full. I mean, what is he? If this is a planned murder, remember, guys, he's not running around doing breaking and enterings or whatever B&Es. You know what I mean? He's not. He didn't take Nancy's credit card. He could have easily have taken her card and before anybody knew anything about it, wiped it clear. Yeah, would it have created evidence for him? No, because he could have just gone through a drive-through ATM just like he is now. He didn't want anything from Nancy's house unless he did get something that we don't know about. But I doubt it. it appears that he went there to get Nancy. And I don't know if he went there to kill her or really thought he could kidnap her and get a ransom. I think it's possible that, honestly, it's up in the air. It is up in the air. Poor Nancy. There's absolutely no direction to go in. And some of you think, oh, well, just sit back and let, law enforcement do their thing. I wish it was that easy. They are not doing as much as you think they are. I guarantee it. Right? We just assume that they're checking everything, they're running down every lead. I'm telling you, they're not. They're ignoring a lot of your leads that you're sending in. Rightfully so, though. But it just sucks because it might be the wrong one. So are you guys talking about this as like a logo? That's just a reflection. It's basically where whatever fabric this is, it's probably like I don't know, like satin maybe. Polyester. But it's probably really reflective. So when you see it kind of shining right here, this to me tells me that it's bent up right there. That's the high point of whatever bending it's doing. So it's bending up right here, bending back down. And then right here, for whatever reason, probably the seam where they sewed in the zipper. It's probably causing another reflection here. And you should be able to catch that moving frame by frame as well. See, now it's like all the way over here. Aaron, welcome in. Did smash all the other cameras. How many cameras? I'm not even sure what he did to this camera, Nina. So I wonder if did he just want to cover the camera while he was working on something? Like, what was he doing? Probably hardwired to the doorbell. That's what I think. I think it's hardwired, but I think the doorbell is connected, and I think that he has it hardwired or powered to like an outlet. So basically, the Nest camera I think is plugged in just inside the door somewhere. Thank you, Sparky. Taz, what's up? That's the weed he was using. See, look, he doesn't even try the door. He goes right for the camera. Doesn't even touch the doorknob. I'm wondering if this could be a woman's coat turned inside out. It has like the wool cuffs that women like to wear in their winter coats. I wonder if it's possible if this is the inside of a coat. But then again, if it was the inside, you're not going to have those pockets, right? Someone said there was a plant residue left on the camera. Clad Queen, the backpack does not have the logo of what they are saying it is. Oh, you don't believe that they have the right backpack? I do. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. We can take a closer look too when we get there. We're almost finished. Done like. But Nancy's pacemaker app didn't DC until she left the house. No, well, what happened was her pacemaker disconnected from her phone. So she had the pacemaker connected to her phone and her Wi-Fi. Right, just like anything that you connect to Wi-Fi, if you go a certain distance away from it, you're going to lose connection. So he left the cell phone and whatever she was connected to, whether it was Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, that connection is limited in range. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, we all know that. So I'm really not seeing any evidence of a Wi-Fi jammer. Was there a disruption in Wi-Fi? There could be another explanation for that. That's the plant, Sleuth. He hadn't grabbed it yet, Nana. This is the beginning of the video. He hasn't even touched the plant yet. The jammer is very common with porch thieves. They are cheap as well, Amazon. I haven't seen any videos of porch thieves with jammers. So if you guys have that, that'd be interesting to know. Usually I see it with like gang burglaries, right? They'll have somebody kind of walk up with a poofy backpack just like him and kind of hold it around. They see a camera, they'll walk up towards it and they'll just hold it. And then everybody else will start breaking into the home. So maybe that's what his job was, right? He's the guy to disable the camera, and then he gets on his walkie-talkie and says, all right, we're good on the front door. And then maybe they just pick the lock. It's not hard to pick a lock. Like you can get that shit online too. A lock pick. All those doorbells come as dual product, an option wired or battery. Yeah, that's true, Anthony. I think you're right. I think they do come with a built-in battery. I know there was a lot of issues with the batteries, but that could explain why he was able to kind of disconnect the wiring and then we're still getting footage. But I just don't understand why we're getting footage if the camera was damaged or if he has a Wi-Fi jammer. If he's using a jammer right here, we wouldn't even have this. Unless for whatever reason this is not going directly through the Wi-Fi. Like it doesn't make any sense. River says, I just know he touched those gloves to his mouth at some point for the bite light. Yet they don't even take the plants left into evidence or the mat. I mean, I'm not convinced about a bite light either. Honestly. Not sure. He immediately knocks on the door and then goes for the camera. I didn't see any knock. Yeah, he's not knocking on anything. Yeah, he didn't knock. He's just covering the camera with his hand. He's like, oh shit, camera. He's just blocking it. And then he goes, look, he doesn't even touch the doorknob. He goes right over it and starts trying to figure out how he's going to rip this camera off the wall. Yeah, so there was no knocking of the door. So maybe it was his job just to kind of dismantle that and then tell everybody, okay, now move in. Because if you have this camera covered, you could pull a vehicle up into the driveway or up in front of the home. Once you have this camera, whether it's disabled or just blocked, right, you're good to go. All right, guys, come on in. The front camera's covered. You're good to go. Come on. Pull up the vehicle. Look up to the left. The wiring could be there from previous light up to, yeah, it could be. They may not have even had it connected. That's right, Mike. And they do look really old. But that's an old house, so I don't know. What's up, Joan? JMJT. $5.99 a month. Pieces of the plant. No, that doesn't come until after. But the plants do act in the same way, Nana. Same way the bug is going to act if you drop pieces of the flowering. If it comes closer to the camera, the brighter and bigger it's going to get. Logo on his left strap, and he comes toward the camera. All right, let's get to all of this, and then we're going to get out of here. But we're going to go live again later on tonight. See, to me, this looks like a woman's jacket with the wool cuffs. Brian's ramblings with the super chat. Just so good, sir. You're like a grad school. No, more like a college dropout. I am no expert, just somebody who has been learning a lot, doing his homework, doing his research, and trying to learn as much as he can about the criminal mind, true crime, ethics, the law. He looks thin in this photo. Yeah, I mean, I still subscribe to the possibility that it could be a woman. Could be a woman wearing layers to hide her figure. And then maybe wearing a mask over a mask. Maybe a latex mask with facial hair. Because, I mean, if this is planned out, why not? The eyes are very feminine. And then you have the weird cufflinks, right? This is typically something you see on a woman's jacket. So if she puts on her woman's jacket and then puts on the jacket that she bought at Walmart to cover that jacket, thinking, okay, we're good, right? This jacket's covered. We're not Sleuth doing a video on my cufflinks here or on my cuffs, pointing out how I'm wearing two jackets. Right? Isn't that what that appears to be? Also right here on the other arm, looks like a wool cuffs. Of a woman's winter coat. What's up, YouTubeville? No, he didn't take the camera because I think law enforcement has it. I think they were able to get it. Thank you, Sparky, one of my best mods. Halazu. That was the only thing caught on camera, so it was intentionally caught. Dressed the part. That's why so casual, staged. Could be like it was meant to be there, right? So I can see why you guys think, this whole Tommaso stuff. I mean, it makes sense. But you have to follow the evidence. If it leads back there, great. But yeah, I mean, that does make sense. That theory makes a whole lot of sense, right? Something goes wrong at the house, and maybe she never even made it back over there. Maybe the blood was left there. But I think there's a way for these CSI technicians to determine whether or not blood was oxygenated, or if the victim bled while the heart was still pumping. I think there's ways to determine that. So hopefully they did those types of testing. What's up, Donna? Shout out to the replay crew. Kitty Hawk, what's up? Black. Yeah, I think he's wearing black socks. Yeah, maybe. Instead of it being the shoe kind of protruding out, you're saying that he's wearing low tops and those are black socks. I'll have to take a closer look. All right, guys, this will be our 5-minute warning. And we'll definitely do a part 2. This is probably tonight. And we're going to have a members only meeting tomorrow, and it'll be an open panel. So if you guys want to join members, or you're currently a member and you would like to be part of an open panel, I think it'll be limited to 6 people just because of my bandwidth. So we'll have 6 people on an open panel, and then I'll probably open up the phone lines too so that you can call in if you would still like to join. But you'll be coming on through the phone and you won't be up on the screen, so you won't be able to share anything. So if there's evidence or things that you would like people to talk about or see, if you join the panel, you can actually share your own screen. And you can kind of show everybody what you've been talking about or what you've been trying to convey. So we'll do that tomorrow. That's members only. Yeah, that's true. Pigtails on. You mean coming through the camera? Or through the camera, through the ski mask? And I still can't tell if these are his actual fingers kind of coming through the rubber, or if he's wearing gloves on gloves. He or she, right? And then we have the tag. It's a little pixelated there, but honestly, I think it's just stripes. I think it's just stripes kind of running this way. And it seems to be some kind of a lanyard or a keychain. It might even be like a lanyard to his own keys, his own keychain, or possibly a lanyard to his walkie-talkie. So if you can find a brand of walkie-talkie that has kind of like this latex, or excuse me, rubber PVC styled keychain, and it might even be kind of textured or kind of elevated, the stripes here. Somebody was telling me it looks like a Jeep. The keychains they give you when you get a Jeep. I've owned 2 Jeeps, and I don't remember getting a keychain like that. But I always get the Grand Cherokee. So let's see, Jeep keychain. I could be wrong. Oh shit, it kind of does. Hold on. This might be what they were talking about. I don't know if this is it, but damn, that's close. Whoops. Yeah, the stripes are going in the right way. Still not sure. But it's definitely bigger than a zipper pull. He also has other items in his pocket. So he has whatever this is. I think it's his keychain for his actual vehicle at home. He has like something like a white cloth. And then this appears to be the top of the walkie-talkie here. Or the two-way. But he has something else in here. So there's the keychain tag or whatever is hanging out of his pocket right here. It's pretty thick. It's definitely thicker than a zipper pull. And then you have the walkie-talkie. But you can see how thick the pocket is protruding right here. And then once again, these thick ass, whatever's going on, they look like wool cuffed sleeves to me from a winter coat. And if you have cuffs up here, usually you have them down here too. And it kind of appears that we might have that going on. Right? Cuffing on the arms and then at the bottom. Looks like about a size 10. Anywhere between a 9 and a 10 shoe. Right? Maybe smaller. Say anywhere between an 8 and a 9. Or excuse me, 8 and a 10. Yeah, he could be just being careful. But I'd notice he puts this in this footage right here, fake money, they don't include. There was another short video that they included on the FBI website that they pulled down quickly. But some people did post it on X. I have it. And I'll show it to you. And it appears like there's some kind of a light that turns on. Let me see if I can find it. I made sure to grab it just so we have it. I think it might be this one. Do you see that flash? So right here, something triggers some type of a light source or probably the camera, right? The camera adjusting from daylight and then switching over to nighttime maybe. Right? Because everything's really bright. It's like, no, it's nighttime. Switches over. But it almost looks like light, and that's right when he kind of ducks down. Is right when that light clicks on. Or whatever that is. But yeah, you're right. It could be the very moment he notices the camera as well. Kitty Hawk says, "Oh my goodness." Not a woman. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm being honest with myself. I'm not letting bias decide what I'm seeing. I'm letting my eyes not my mind. I'm letting my eyes determine what it is that I'm seeing, not my mind. My mind is filled with bias and all kinds of theories that that personally, even in my subconscious, I'm leaning towards. Forget all that crap. What do your eyeballs see? Right? This could be a woman. Doesn't look like a woman to me. But if I was a woman and I'm planning out a crime, don't you think I'm going to think, hey, maybe I should try to appear to look like a man? Wouldn't that be very confusing? Shit, for all we know, this is a whole change of clothes in here for a woman, right? She commits whatever crime this is, does whatever it is, puts on this clothing, and then burns the rest of the shit. Be brilliant. It's probably why a lot of females get away with shit. Nobody suspects them. A song in my heart. How do we know this is the same night? Well, this right here is definitely the same night. But that one image that they put out, they're not sure. They don't know when that was taken. They don't know if it was before, after. They have no clue. Despite what everybody tries to say. Yeah, but if you go frame by frame throughout the video, you can see this light over here through the entire thing. And if you look carefully, you can see it now. See, there goes that bug again. See it flying right there? I don't know if you guys are picking that up or not. See, it's kind of zooming across right here. See, frame by frame, you catch every little movement, and it helps out a lot. My computer's kind of glitching, so it's not really doing it any justice. But if you guys want to do it on your own, I do recommend it. A VLC player will help you. It just won't get every frame. But did you see that? You can actually see the tree kind of moving in the wind a little bit right there. Like right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Probably not on your phones. But I think this is why everybody believes he has that light in his mouth. Look, you can see it on right there. Turns it off. And both hands are free. On, off, on, off. And then he turns it back on and off. So my question is, at any point, is it possible that he reaches back in his mouth, pulls out the flashlight, and just kind of slides it in his pocket? Are we missing the handling of the flashlight? See, he has it on right now. Let me see if he reaches up towards his mouth. J-Sack McNasty. See Freemason symbol T square and compass on his left side chest area on the backpack strap. So you can kind of see something black on his shoe there. All right, that's it. That is it. I think we're going to do a part 2 to this. Maybe tonight. And I want to spend most of the time in the chat. Sue Harvey, how you doing? See, Smincy, the lights on the hill was somebody awake and up at the time this was taken. If so, a neighbor may know more than they're saying. I mean, it doesn't mean that they were awake. It could be a light that's on in a window. It could be a yard light. It could be anything. All I know is that light is on from the beginning of the video to the end. And it does get brighter. You can see it more clearly at certain points. But that's what's going to happen. Anybody that spend time around a lot of trees, kind of looking at the stars through the trees, sometimes you can see the stars and sometimes you can't. No house up there. Dolly parked there. Well, I was just there yesterday. And I'll tell you 100, and I've been there twice already. I spent 2 full days there. Not to mention, I've been up this hill right here. I walked up this hill and I talked to those neighbors. I did it on a live stream. You can go watch it. It was like the first week that Nancy went missing. Maybe this guy wasn't from Tucson. Yeah, maybe not. There was a festival. Donna says, no car. I swear I saw a car. I didn't see any cars. I've gone through this. I'm telling you guys. What I did personally was I looked for movement in the background. And you have to be careful because if you don't do it frame by frame, what's happening is you're seeing this pixelation kind of coming in and out of focus. And if you're not careful, it's going to look like movement back there. And you're going to play all these games with pareidolia. So it's up to you. I mean, if you want to chase down wolf tickets, that's on you. But I've just learned to kind of ignore my bias. It's better to acknowledge it, become friends with it, and then put it in timeout, from time to time. Like, you go sit in the corner, Mr. Bias. Like, I don't need you, like, holding things up in front of me and saying, remember this, remember this. Look, they connect. Look at the patterns. It's undeniable. It's like, no, you just go sit in your corner over there and, do finger painting or something. Like, stop yelling and throwing images at me and trying to create patterns out of everything. You're going to sit this one out. Let me just use my eyes. What do my eyes see? And then you have to consider the million variables that are going on, right? Even with your own eyes, you get it wrong. It's very interesting, the whole study of witness recollection and the way that they remember things. Remember, you're not supposed to be remembering anything. You're going on about your day-to-day business. You're not thinking about a crime that's going to happen, right? Next thing you know, you hear about a crime. You're like, oh my God, this happened next door. And the cops come to you and they say, did you see anybody come to that building? You're going to be like, yeah, I saw 3 different guys. One early in the morning, one midday, and then one just a little while ago. Do you remember what they look like? Not really. You know what I mean? And then even when you try to remember, you start splicing things together like Jurassic Park, you know what I mean? Taking frog DNA and just splicing it together. And we all know how that turned out. NJHMS. Good afternoon. All right, guys, this is going to do it. Big shout out to the replay crew. Sorry we missed you guys. Sorry we didn't have more time, but we will have a part 2 to this later on tonight. And any of you guys who are interested in covering the Rachel Hansen case, that is a case also out of Gilbert, Arizona. And I just received all of my public records requests. They gave me everything that I requested, redacted, of course. But you got, if you're following the case, just go to my website, sleuthintuition.com. Here, and I'll pull it up for you guys, show you how to get there. And remember, this stuff's not cheap. Every one of these requests costs money. So I don't want you guys to think I'm like grifting or, you know, but if you want to support the channel, I mean, we need it. Everything that comes in goes right back into the channel. So sleuthintuition.com, you can kind of see some of the photos we did on the Emily Pike case. This is a viewer discretion is advised on this. This was a case where Phoenix police actually killed the homeowner. So they called 911. A guy was shooting at the front door. He couldn't get in through the front door, so he broke in through the back door. All the kids are screaming, hiding. They're calling 911. The wife is calling 911. Christian is calling 911. Law enforcement shows up and they kill the father who was beating the shit out of the guy with the gun. So while he's kicking his ass, cops pull in, they give it like a 2-second look, and then they shoot him in the head. So I have all the 911 calls for that, which are extremely disturbing, and I have the actual body cam footage. If you guys want to check that out. This needs more attention. What happened to Christian Diaz? You know, law enforcement needs a lot more training. They always say that they're risking their lives. They're not risking their lives. They're risking our lives. They're not even taking a moment to put their lives at risk, right? They're able to shoot to kill at will. They're not risking anything. They're eager. So there needs to be some retraining going on. But yeah, go to the website here if you guys want to see any of the public records that I've requested. Just go here to True Crime Public Records, click on that. Right now I have all of the police reports and everything regarding the Aaron and Victoria Goodwin case from Ghost Adventures. Everything on the Karusha case. I was surprised they gave me everything. All of the unreleased interrogations. Not much on Jodi Arias, just her criminal background report. Anything that was out of California. I think the Arizona stuff is already public. And then here's the police report and all the information if you are interested in Christian Diaz. But most recently is the Rachel Hansen police report. It's 330 pages. Unsolved murder. Two suspects, unconnected, two completely different theories. One has to do with drug dealers and occupants that she was subletting. And then also people that she was having a conflict with over at her job at a ranch in Queen Creek. So we're going to be diving into this case. This is something that we've been planning to go deep into for a while. I just needed these reports to come back, and I really needed to read through them a few times and kind of highlight some things. But if you're interested in this case, I have all of those documents here. 338 pages. Everything that you need. And there is a lot of helpful information. I definitely learned a lot just today. Excuse me, I'm still a little bit sick, you guys. And then if you want to support, you can always go get some Sleuth Crew merch. Nothing too serious. We got the Death Head Moth hoodie. It's more of a sleuth head moth. It's never a mannequin. This one's pretty nice. So yeah, there's other ways to support the channel. Got some hats. Sleuth crew, we're everywhere. T-shirts, hoodies. That's about it. Not a whole lot there. But that's it. So I'll see you guys again real soon. Take care. If you need to get a hold of me, you can also go to my website. There's a contact page there. Like I said, here soon we're going to go through all of those contacts and we're going to do a live stream on it. I'm just not sure when. And then tomorrow we're going to have a members only, probably later in the evening, like maybe around 8 p.m. my time. All right, guys, hit the like button on the way out. Hey, Melissa, good to see you. Hit the Cash App if you can. If not, hit the like button. It's just as good. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Be there or be square. Peace.